Welcome back to this episode of Paint Society. The time is 5:45, and we're going to talk a little bit about flat rate versus hourly. Some of you guys will hit me up in the DM and want to know, should you be doing flat rate or hourly? And we're going to discuss that all in the video today. Now, one thing on the way to work I will discuss is you probably will never find an hourly employee waking up at the crack of dawn like my buddy Candyman or anyone that's flat rate going into the shop to get work started. And that is one of the biggest perks of this job, is basically you can show up anytime to get your hours, because you are going to be working against the clock to beat the clock. And that's one of the one of the most biggest benefits I feel working flat rate, and that's why we've been doing it for over 8 years, and you can really make a good living. But there are some disadvantages here and there, and we'll talk about that once we get into the shop. So we got an MDX in the shop, and today I don't work. We got to paint the front end, and I got to get in there early so now no one else thinks that I'm actually working today, so they don't start asking me for stuff. I got church by 10 o'clock, so that'll get me home hopefully by around 8 o'clock. And then hopefully we'll be good to go with no issues. But we'll talk a little bit more about the advantages and the disadvantages of hourly versus flat rate. Let's go ahead and get to it. One thing I love about the morning is you'll get right to a red light, and usually it'll turn green right away. That worked out pretty good. Another advantage really of getting up early too is, man, no one is ever on the road. No one's crazy enough on their Saturday to get up this early to go to work. Only a little bit of us. Only some of us are that crazy. If you're this crazy, let me know in the comments. Another big advantage is that rarely there's anyone ever in the Dunkin' Donuts drive-through lane. And today, it's no exception.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Can I have small vanilla iced coffee, please?
Small iced coffee, fresh vanilla, cream?
No, just vanilla. Just vanilla. French.
Only fresh vanilla?
Yeah, French vanilla. And
Anything else?
just do you have a blueberry muffin?
One blueberry muffin?
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And I found someone that got up earlier than me. It's a Dunkin' Donuts lady. So no matter where you're at, there's always someone hustling just a little bit harder than you are. That's what I love about life. That's what keeps it going. Let's get into the shop. I got a little coffee, blueberry muffin, just something to get in my stomach so I'm not feeling sour while I'm painting and huffing in some of them fumes. Dang it, I'm too early. Made it in before everyone. And they usually they'll lock this up. And today I didn't bring my keys because I thought for sure Pierre would be here. He's the first guy here every day, but whatever. I can sit in my car for a minute or so, and then hopefully he'll show up right around 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is usually the time he shows up. First one here, can't beat that. Oh, look at this, the shop is open. I guess maybe he goes back and locks up. So we're, I'm better on security. Shop's open, or someone left the doors open all night. I think Pierre's here. Let's get started. And there's also something about the peacefulness of coming in first in the morning. No one's here to ask you to do something. Everything's just left the way it was the day before, all cleaned up. Before the hustle and bustle, before the customers come, it's just you and the paint. And this is one of the main reasons why I love flat rate, is because I can come on a Sunday and I'm still gonna get paid for the job that I'm doing. Whereas if I'm hourly, you're not really getting paid on a Sunday to work. Usually it's that Monday through Friday, that 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or whatever it might be. That's more of the hourly thing. But the flat rate, think about it as this. You could work 8 hours in a day, but you could make 30 hours that day and get paid 30 hours because you're booking the time that's on the estimate. But yeah, no one else in here right now, but someone definitely did open up. Let's head into the body shop. All right, and last night I left this all ready to go with my buddy Juan. We taped it up, and one of the main reasons why I'm here today is because I knew this would already be taped up, because a tape job is gonna take longer than a paint job. This is a, I would say 2016 MDX. This thing already been painted before, so let's talk about how it works here. So this is a fender replacement. This is a non-OEM fender. They wanted to write it for non-OEM fender, non-OEM bumper, and they couldn't price match both of them. So I said, listen, I'd much rather have an aftermarket metal panel than an aftermarket bumper. So they got me the OEM bumper. The aftermarket bumpers are a pain. They're wavy. The edges will be burred up a little bit. They'll be a little bit wide on the edges or thick on the edges. They just don't fit 100%. So I said, at the very least, get me the aftermarket fender. I cut it in. I like to cut it in. And the reason why I wanted to cut it in is take a look at this. There's a few things going on here. You guys might be able to tell. I cut it in with sealer and base, just base coat. So now I can paint it together. I wanted to paint it together. This car had been painted before. You can see how green that door is. You can see how green that hood is. The A-pillar I'm gonna burn in because again, they're not covering it. I'm gonna do it. You can see this is OEM. This has never been painted before. You can see how much lighter it is than here. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna take the color here and I'm gonna take the whole front end because basically I'm gonna be painting the whole bumper in my color and I don't wanna blend just in here and then this looks green and then this looks a little bit off. I want everything visually from the front to look the same. So I said, let me take the fender. They're not giving me the fender. Just scuff it up. Let's take the fender. The bumper's already off. Let's make sure that the bumper matches the fender and let's make this whole front end look a little bit better. You can see here, this doesn't even really match here. This is whiter, this is greener. So I'm gonna take care of it for the customer. A lot of you guys, again, agree, disagree. I don't care. It's my work and my work's gotta shine and it's gotta look good each and every time because now I inherit that problem. So we're gonna get into this and this job is, again, flat rate. Now on this particular job, I am booking 19 hours. Think about that. That's almost a whole entire day. Since I am a combo tech, I get to keep the body and I get to keep the paint. So that's something that's more of an advantage. Most of you guys that are painters, you're just gonna be keeping the paint time. And let's see what the paint time would have been. On this particular estimate, the body labor is gonna be 9 hours. The paint labor is gonna be 10 hours. So most of you painters will be keeping 10. You'll be working another job at the same time. So in one day, you could make almost up to 20 to 30 hours. What's the downside of flat rate? Well, let's say you don't have the work, right? You don't have the work, you don't have the money coming in. There's no work, it's slow. Well, you're gonna have to deal with that because now your paycheck's gonna be less. My hourly guys that accept a certain hourly wage, they know they're gonna get that every single day. But for me personally, it's about the chase. You know, it's about getting better, doing more work, and doubling my time. That's one of the reasons why I prefer flat rate. Let's go ahead and get into this so that we can talk a little bit more about the advantages and disadvantages while we learn about painting as well. And one of the main disadvantages really with flat rate is waiting. So let's say a car comes in, you get a car, right? It's an insurance job. Insurance is gonna write a BS estimate, a virtual estimate, which is BS because it's a quarter of what's gonna cost to get the car done. So they write you the estimate virtually, hoping you take the money, never get your car fixed when really it's gonna cost double to get the car fixed. So what's gonna happen is that car's gonna come in with a virtual estimate. We're gonna have to rewrite it. We're gonna have to wait like sometimes up to 3 to 4 days for the estimator to come in that's never painted a car, never really worked on a car, to come in to rewrite that estimate properly. Then we gotta price match or get all the parts that they want to get us parts from. So you got a car that came in and you're not working on it for another week and a half to 10 days. We'll start with our base and we'll see what this color looks like. I'm not going to be putting on the OEM color. We got to match as best as possible what's already on there. I want to find something that matches the door. So when we look at the side of the car, it doesn't look white and it doesn't look greenish yellow. So we're gonna have to tint that. Before we put any more color on the car, we're gonna have to tint this color just a little bit. Come into here, I'm gonna find the formula. The formula we use is greener. Come over here, 455 yellow green is exactly what I need. So when I do this, and there's no science to it, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sorry, I thought you guys might think it's a little bit more advanced than this, but it's not. I will not put it directly into here because what if I over pour? I'll mix in way too much. So what I'll do is I'll mix it on, put it onto a stick first. So then if I overdo it, then I can just simply take it out. So I'll put the amount, and it's just a ballpark, what I think it might need. I'll put it on a stick and then I will mix it in. And this just takes away the factor of accidentally pouring too much in. Maybe this wasn't cleaned perfectly, the toner, and it just clumped up a whole lot into there. So this is the best way for me to do it, especially if you're adding just a little bit at a time. And the wood stick will absorb some of that paint, so keep that in mind as well. Whatever you put on there will be just a little bit less because it will be absorbed into the wood stick. Now, one thing you might notice right off the bat is you see how this color, the original OEM, is blending flawlessly into here. I mean, this would be a perfect blend, but over in here we could see not, because this was never painted. this was painted. Now you might not be able to tell so much from there, but if you look over in here, you might be able to see it a little bit. And as it dries, it does get a little bit darker and a little bit better, but you can still see plenty white. All right, now for my next trick here, to make sure we don't have any areas that show the blend, I got about maybe 2 ounces in there, and I'm gonna take about 2 ounces of this pearl. This is the pearl that's gonna go on there. I'm gonna mix them together. So we're gonna have roughly around 4.5 ounces, okay? And then we're gonna go ahead and let's get that all mixed up. And we're gonna use this to kind of hide the blend in that area. We wanna make sure that we're not gonna see anything when it comes to that door. And this is a good transition between the base and the pearl. And we're gonna use this on the door fender area, but we're not gonna take it all the way over the hood, okay? So we're gonna be doing our own blending. And trust me guys, it's all gonna match. We're gonna take the door area into the fender, maybe midway into the fender, and then a little bit past that original blend, and then we'll let it dry, and then we'll knock down 2 coats of pearl on everything else. So if you're having a tough blend, this is definitely gonna take care of it for you. I'm a little bit more of a distance, but I'm still spraying it pretty wet. And only coming into about 1/4 of the fender there. It's definitely gonna help you out. We're gonna make this color completely unnoticeable to the blend. All right. You do lose a little bit more room. So I'm gonna do 1 more coat of pearl in this area, and I'm gonna step it out just around here. And then I'm gonna do 2 coats on everything else. All right, and the time is, we got here around 6, the time right now is 7:01. Now, the reason why I like to get here early in the morning, if today's not a day I work. Today's just off Saturday in the shop. None of them work. I work 1 Saturday every 3 weeks. But if it hits 8 o'clock and they see that I'm here, they don't care. They're gonna start asking me, hey, can you come see this for a customer? Or can you buff this? Can you touch this up? Nope, I'm only here because my kids are sleeping, and by the time I get home, they should be waking up, so I didn't lose any time. This is my day off, this is my time with my family. That's why I'm here early, and by 8 o'clock, I should be out of here. So you have to remember that your life matters too, and not just this. This is a big part of your life, but your life matters too with your kids, and I realized that once having my 2 boys. So let's go ahead and hit the pearl up, because we got time running out. We've got to be done by 8 o'clock. So we have straight up pearl in here. Here's what we're gonna do. We've already kind of got 1 coat on here. We're gonna put 1 coat over the edge here, all right? And then we're gonna continue that coat over every single thing. We knocked down that first coat. It's ready to go. Let's knock on a second. We're not going to bring it all the way to the end of the door. All right, that's it. Pearl's all done. What I love about what I did here, completely undetectable, completely. So the exhaust is going this way. We're not in a high-class downdraft booth, which really makes things a lot easier, but the exhaust is going this way, so it's not pulling all the color over my blend. I need this area to still look, see the yellow tape? I need it to look yellow, not white. If I had this car the other way, all the color will be pulling over the door edge, and it could potentially not match the rear door. So what I've done here is I've taken a color that is a little bit better. It's a little bit lighter than the green they had there. I blended it so you can't see it. And I've given the whole front end a little bit better of a color than what they had on there. Aesthetically, this vehicle is going to look all the same in the front end. It's gonna look just the way it should. Not one fender sticking out, the bumper's gonna match, and that's the way you do it. Uh-oh, shop is opening up, shop is opening up. I gotta get done, I gotta get done. They're gonna be coming for me. Can you touch this up, please, for the customer? Can you buff this real quick? Can you install this grill and take this bumper off for free? Nope, gotta get this thing cleared. All right, we're all ready to clear. I switched over to my Paint Society Colad paint suit because the lab coat, it will kind of hang off at the edge right here. So this one, thank God I lost like 30 pounds because I used to be able, I used to be hitting the hood with my paint suit. A lot of you guys call me out about that. I'm like, yeah, let's make a health change. So I got the paint suit on. These guys, again, are available in the description. Check it out if you want to support the channel, as well as these pump sprayers, the Paint Society ones. So super cool collab we got going on with Colad. We're ready to clear this thing. I'm going to show you the first coat, and then I'll show you what the end looks like. But basically, it's clear coat. Again, some of you might agree, some of you might not agree, but this is the way I do it, and I haven't had any of them come back, but I'm burning in the A-pillar, so all the color matches. And if you didn't see it, and I'm going to show it to you, because some of you guys missed it, I didn't show it last time. This is going to be the edge where we burn it in, okay? All these little dots, and I'm going to take the second coat, and where these dots are the edge of where I stopped it. This is 800. Okay, so let's make this area a little bit bigger, because I want to stop my second coat right around here. My first coat right around here, about 6 inches apart, give or take. Second coat of clear, spraying from this way, okay? And then all the blender here. You won't even be able to tell. Series 2, ready to go, and a taped up PPS cup, because this will flake off into my paint, any of these old particles of paint. That's why I tape them up there. Probably a better option with the RPS or the new PPS that they have, but I'm gonna go ahead with this option right now. We're ready to clear, guys. I'm gonna show you again the first coat. This thing's all flashed off. And then on the second coat, I'm gonna show you how I do the little blend there. And then we'll show you everything all glossed up. I'm not gonna tack it because I don't wanna put anything on the panel, but I am gonna use my Ion Star. All right, this is after the first coat. See how nice and shiny it looks? This is PC.
Sikkens PC Clear with the WS400 Series 2, 26 PSI. You should not be trying to get the clear to lay out. It should be doing the work for you. This combination, if you're using Sikkens, is top notch. Top notch. It just really, really flows out good. So really happy with that. I'm not gonna bore you with the bumper, but I'm gonna bring you right back once this flashes off and show you how to do a little blend burn-in right over there. First, I'm gonna use a little bit of this blender to open up the area a little bit. Then I'm gonna angle down here at my second line and bring it down. Then right away, I'm not gonna overdo it, but I'm gonna spray past my little dots here. This is basically a reducer, so it will evaporate. So you don't have to worry about it. And that's it, don't overdo it, or else it will take the clear and start to run it, all right? And that's what it looks like when it's done. I'll finish this up right now, second coat of clear on my own, and then we'll bring it back and show you the rest. And this is after the second coat, about 15 minutes later. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But no job is ever perfect, and that's my job to show you guys, to show the expectation that no job is ever perfect. Although very, very, very minor, very minor. This hood was repainted before. It had runs in it on the side here, and I sanded them all down, and I missed just a little one. I didn't see it because it's white. You can barely pick it up here at the corner. Barely. I faced over it, purled over it, because I didn't see it, and I didn't see it till clear. I mean, you can barely tell it's right in this area. You'll never be able to see it outside, but I'm still gonna sand it down a little bit, and since it's white, I'll be able to smooth it out just a little bit. But it's like no job ever perfect. Now, hood, great. Really happy it was repainted at one point because it's super smooth. Blend, perfect. Really nice. Over here, pretty good. Could be better. Gonna give it a little bit of a polish, just a little bit. Over in here, I noticed a little bit of contamination. It flowed out pretty well. This might be okay in some other shops, but not here. A little bit. Little bit. So that will just require a little bit of sanding. But these are all things that make up an imperfect job because there's no such thing as a perfect job. What am I concerned about? The color. That's the biggest thing. I don't want the front of this car to look one color, the back of it to look another color. So we did a nice blend here. The only area in the booth that you'll be able to see a little bit of a blend is gonna be here because it's the original color of the car right here. And this is where that green fades in, right around here. Outside, you're never gonna see it. And we all finished up, guys. Time is 7:30. So you see how flat rate can really work out? We got here, started probably working around 6:15, recorded the video. I got about an hour and a half worth of time. But guess what? We're getting paid 10 hours for an hour and a half of time. So you see how flat rate can really balance you out. If you mess up on this, you're redoing it, you're losing that time. So think about it. You gotta beat the clock, you gotta be good at your skill, you gotta get yourself into a same procedure every single time, and that's how you beat the clock. And that's why I love. All right, with a little bit of cleanup, it's 8:07, so we didn't do too bad here. And guys, when it gets down to flat rate versus hourly, I can't be hourly. I just have too much of a sense of urgency to get things done. I like to be where there's a fast-paced environment. This job works out great here. Some of you guys say, why don't you go on your own? No, I love the guys I work with. I love where I work. They're very open to my part-time situation. Me being there 4 hours. I mean, there's even times when like I can't come in, or I'll come in on a Saturday or late at night or Sunday, got the key to the shop to get done what I need to do. On an hourly wage, that wouldn't really make sense. I can't consider myself being here from 8 to 5 or 4 to 8 or whatever, a certain set time for no reason. If I'm here to work. And that's exactly why the flat rate just really works for me, because at the end of the day, I just like that fast-paced environment. So it really gives me an opportunity to better myself, to get faster, and that's just the way I enjoy it. So let me know down in the comments if you are hourly or flat rate, or if you're looking to move into flat rate, or if you're looking to move into hourly. I would love to really hear from you all. And we made it in 2 hours. We made it back home, and we're able to get back with the kids and really have an awesome Saturday, go to church, and thank God for everything that he's given me and given my family. You know, I thought to myself, it is a real sin to not use your God-given ability each and every day. And that's what I'm so thankful for. And you know, my talent is not so much painting, but it's just more of my patience for painting and learning. So whatever it is your talent, use it. It doesn't matter. It could be something other than painting. Use it each and every day because it was given to you special. And it'll be a sin for you not to use it. And that's why I love the body shop. I love working around a lot of talented individuals. They better me. I want to be the best I possibly can. And that's why I said earlier in the video, this is such a awesome trade to be in. If you're double thinking it, get into it. Don't feel down about it. You're going to really love it. Give it some time. Days suck. Yes, they do. It's hard work, but the pleasure and the satisfaction comes at the end of the day. We're just rolling in home, guys. This is Brian from Paint Society reminding you, don't overthink it. It's just paint. I'll see you guys on the next episode.